Okay, here we are with Don't Let Your Deal Go Down. This is a great contest style tune of choice. All right, so let's take a look at Don't Let Your Deal Go Down. I'm familiar with this tune from a contest fiddling standpoint. I understand that it's kind of a tune of uncertain origins, probably traditional. There was a recording back in 1925 by a guy named Charlie Poole, I believe, in the North Carolina Ramblers, which is much more of an Appalachian southern fiddling feel to it, old-time fiddle, but very bluesy. I think they called it the Don't Let Your Deal Go Down blues. I think probably Benny Thomason or Texas Shorty, that crew had a hand in bringing this to the contest fiddling scene, but it's a widely played tune. I think Doc Watson, there's a version of him playing this tune out there, so it definitely crosses genre. It actually has words to it, the original does, so this would actually be a song, not a tune. But again, I'm familiar with it from a contest fiddling standpoint. It's played very commonly as a tune of choice. So if you have a hoedown, a waltz, and a tune of your choice that's not either a hoedown or a waltz, this would be a great tune of choice for you. In terms of the structure, there's 5 variations that are played over the same chord progression. So the chords, it's actually in the key of G, but the first chord of the tune is an E major, so it's a 6 major from G. Then it goes up to an A chord, so a 2 major. Then it goes to D, so that's a 5 chord from G. All right, and then it resolves the last few measures, the last couple of measures are actually in G, so you finally end up on the 1 chord. So your guitar players, they'll like it because it's easy to play behind, and they may get bored of you playing it. But essentially, there's no changes in the terms of the chord structure for each of these variations. They're all played over those chords. So I will teach you all 5 variations that I played in the performance, but this is the basic tutorial. So I'll leave out some triplets, I'll leave out some double stops. There is a second or a third position part that happens, which I think is kind of important to the tune in terms of how it's played. People are going to expect you to play that. So I'll show you how to do that, a basic version of that here. I'll also probably show you how to play that down an octave. If you're not comfortable playing in third position yet, I'll show you how to play that down an octave. And get used to a lot of 8th notes here, and also your 4th finger. You're going to use your 4th finger quite a bit. So here we go. This is Don't Let Your Deal Go Down. You can start off with the traditional, okay? And that's not a difficult double stop, so let's keep it in. That's an open E and first finger on your A string, which is a B note, with a triplet. Or if you're just getting started fiddling, that would be a perfectly acceptable way to start this tune. So that's the 8th note version. Here's with the triplets. Okay. All right, first, 4th finger. Okay. If you're not comfortable with that, that's a 2, 4, and then rock over to your E. If you're not comfortable with that, just go ahead and play an open E. I actually find that more difficult. You just have to keep your 2nd finger out of the way of your E string. All right, continuing on from there. Okay, so there's some syncopation happening here. You're going up and catching a B note several times. The 3rd time that you catch the B note, it's on the downbeat of the next measure. Okay, but the first couple, it's a syncopated lick. Okay, so we're downbeat right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, slide. Okay, one thing to note there is when you slide in to that G note, it's a G sharp, A flat, so it's a high 2nd on your E string. And so that's the first couple of notes. When you come back down, it's a low 2nd, G natural. Okay, that's the flat 7 note right there. So we're playing G natural on the way back down. Putting those 2 phrases together, you have 1, 2, 3. Okay, I kept going. So now we get into some running 8th notes. Okay, a little pickup note in the preceding measure. Open, it's a 1st finger F sharp. And then the beginning downbeat of the next measure is an open E. So open E, back up to the F sharp, come back down and rock down all the way to the D string. All right, so here we are in the advanced tutorial for the great tune, Don't Let Your Deal Go Down. This is definitely a standard in the contest fiddling world. So I will show you variations on the 5 variations. There's a lot of different licks that I've kind of developed over the years. Not all of them I'd recommend, but I'll show you what I was doing in the performance, especially that running 16th note thing that I did at the very end. I'm not sure I would recommend from a taste standpoint, but I kind of enjoyed doing that, so I put that in. But there's some really nice double stops and some additional variations that we can throw in here. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll play through the first part and break down what I'm doing. Okay, so first off, I'm continuing my double stops. So playing a G sharp there. And I'm holding my B note down with my 1st finger. So in the basic melody, I just did, okay, but now I'm actually keeping the B in play. And if you bar both your D string and your A string with your 1st finger, you can also use that to catch an E chord. E note, B chord, or B note. And I would recommend learning how to do that. I do that quite a bit. Now when I go up and catch this E note, I'm droning with the E. And then I also threw a triplet in. Okay, there's a double triplet. The first time I just did open A, 1, 2, 3. But you can string that together with a triplet that happens before. Open D, open 1 and 2 on the D string. So that together would sound. So I'm not sure that I would start off with that, but maybe towards the end you could throw that in. So, or just. Okay, let me take another pass at this first part and see what else I might be able to show you. Okay, there's an alternative a variation that I do generally when I come back to the first part.